are the Sammy, Nicole, and Fifi show here on YouTube. We are a dynamic mother-daughter duo, and we basically give you the Generation X, first millennial perspective. And on our channel, we talk about all things love, life, relationships, and even pop culture. So tonight, I was scrolling through my timeline, y'all, and I saw this post on IG from @SimplyShanika. And it just struck me. So I'm going to read it to y'all and then we're going to talk about it, okay? Alright. And for those of you who are new to us, I'm Sammy Nicole. This is Fifi. Alright, if y'all don't know. Alright, so here we go, y'all. So this is what the post is. So check this out. I met a woman last week at my part-time job and I invited her out. My finances changed between then and now, so yesterday I invited her to a place that serves a community meal every day. I eat there about 5 times a week, and sometimes I volunteer there too, giving back to my community. Anyway, when she arrived, she was acting very bougie and like she was too good to be there. Maybe you can imagine what kind of people use the community meal services. On the other hand, the way I looked at it, neither one of us were spending any money, and it was an opportunity for us to get to know each other. This is the reason why so many of you are single, and I guess the guy who wrote this post, he's referring to women, probably more specifically black women. All right. Your standards are too high, he says, and too unrealistic. Humble yourselves, or you just might miss out on a chance with a good brother. All right. Now this is what this gentleman, he wrote a post on social media about his experience on a date, and the IG page @SimplyShanika reposted it to see what people had to say about it based on his Facebook post. All right. Now, Mom, what do you think? Would you have been cool with the community meal service? Well, girl, you wouldn't even let me get the question out. You ready to talk about this?
Let me just break this down because I needed to start for this. Okay, so he met this young lady, and he was, at the time down on his luck. He probably wasn't working, and so he was, feeling this young lady, and he asked her to go out.
Mm-hmm.
But it so happened that he took her to a community service facility to eat,
mm-hmm.
place to eat,
right,
where they could both eat for free.
So just say you not eating at no community meal services.
Well, I want to be. I want to be diplomatic about it.
Okay.
Because I don't want to come off.
So if you dating a guy who's decent, he takes you to a community meal service center to eat,
I'm going to feel some type of way. I'm just going to be honest.
And why?
First of all, I think that he should have told her prior to taking her. I think that he should have said, you know what, I'm really digging you. I want to, go out with you and have a meal with you. But, this is my situation. How do you feel about going here? And then at that point, she could have had the option of saying, no, I don't want to go there. I don't think I'm not feeling going to a community restaurant or eatery to eat. That's just not my thing. Or she just said, sure, I'll go with you.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a great opportunity, for me to see, to be humble, to see how other people deal with their bad circumstances, or not really bad, but mishaps, things that happen in life. Because we all know things happen in life, and any of us could be in a community eatery.
Mm-hmm.
So, things happen in life. But I think he should have told her up front instead of just taking her there. Then she could have had the option.
Maybe saved it for like a 10th, 11th date.
But he was having problems.
Yeah, that's true. You right.
He was having some hard times.
He should have just told her.
And he should have just told her up front. And who knows, if he would have told her up front, she probably would have said, okay, well, I got you this time. Mm-hmm. And when you get back on your feet, then you can repay me.
Is that something you would personally
That's
do?
something I would have. If I really liked him and I was attracted to him, I would have said that, okay, don't worry about it. I got you this time.
Really?
Yeah. If I'm really liking
Learn
somebody,
something new every day.
if I'm really liking somebody, and you know, we've been talking, because I have compassion. I guess because I have compassion for people. You know.
Okay.
Don't do that. Don't do that,
No.
sis. Don't do that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Mm.
I have compassion for people. So I probably would have said, that would have been one of the options. I would have said, okay, well, let me treat you this time, and then when you get yourself together, or let me cook a meal for you. I mean, but I think for him to just take her there and just think that she would be okay with it, and then she had a problem with it, and then he want to call her bougie and say that's why you ain't got no man. You know, men, that's that new thing now. Every time a woman, they not clicking with a woman. That's
Or a woman challenges.
Oh, woman challenges.
That's why you ain't got
That's
no
why
man.
you ain't got no man. That's why you by yourself.
Yeah.
No, that ain't why. It might be the reason why you think I ain't got nobody, but it's not my reason. Okay, so I don't know. So what would you do?
I'm not gonna lie, I would be very upset and turned off, because I feel like I agree with you. You should let me know beforehand. Like, if you didn't have the money, like, we could have went to Starbucks or
went out for a cup of coffee.
We could have did something, you know, free that didn't require us eating. You know, we could have went to a little festival or something, walked around, talked. You know, we could have did something like that. Or if we would have, if we would have went to the community service facility again, just at least let me know beforehand, because she probably thought she was gonna meet him, have a nice lunch or a nice dinner, and then she gets there and she's just completely thrown off.
And I think
God,
that was,
she was blindsided,
yeah.
and I don't think you should do people like that. He should have been mature enough to let her know, hey, I really like you, but right now, due to my financial situation, I can't do X, Y, Z. Are you okay with that? Is that going to be okay for you? And then she would have had the opportunity to choose if she wanted to continue on dating him or not.
Right.
He took her choice away when he just had her show up to that community service facility. You know, it's okay if your money is funny for a period of time, but just communicate that. Be upfront about this. Say, hey, you know, I really like you, but right now I just don't have it like that. You know, are you okay with us doing other alternatives due to my financial situation? And all and that would have been on her. Then it would have been on her to say yes or no, and depending on whatever her answer was, they could have went from there. And it probably would have been less like animosity on both sides.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, and then you know.
You need to be transparent.
Yeah, you really do. And then I don't know if he was just trying to test her to see if she was level-headed.
Some men do that, which is annoying.
Some men do that too.
I feel like that's like, I don't know, I just feel like it's playing games, like, you know, trying to test me, like, oh, I left my wallet at home. Like, I had a guy try to pull that stupid crap with me, like, oh, I left my wallet at home, like, oh, and then he go, I just wanted to see what you was gonna say. I'm like, man, I'm done with you. Like, that's immature. Like, you know what I mean? If you think I'm some type of way, then just ask me. Don't play little childish games.
Yeah, right.
Like that. Like, that's a turn off to me. It's like lame. Like, come on, bro.
So he may have been trying to do that to see if she was humble, see, you know, if she was leveled off,
there are other ways you can
not superficial. You know, so it didn't say that in the post, but I don't know. But I think he should have gave her the option. And you just never know how people will react. You just, being honest pays off. You just never know how people.
You might just get what gets your way. You might just get what you want.
I say that just be upfront and honest, and let people know what your intentions are from the beginning, and then they can decide what they want to do. So now you know you trying to flip it now, and make her feel bad when you were really upfront with her.
Yeah, you know
from
you
the
was
start.
dead ass wrong, and then you gonna try to flip it on her and make her be like she's a bougie gold digger or something. And another thing that I don't like with our community specifically, I feel like sometimes it's like our community want black women to accept the damn crumbs. It's almost like our community doesn't think or believe that black women are worthy of having standards. It's like, it's almost like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. If you go for a man who is self-sufficient and financially stable, then oh, you're a gold digger. And then on the other end, if you date a man who has nothing at all, and then you start to be, frustrated, or you complain about it, then it's like, well, you shouldn't have picked him. You knew he was a bum when you met him. You should have did better. You need to stop dating these broke guys then. So it's like, it's almost like you can't win. You know what I mean? And it's like, I feel like if it were a white woman or any non-black woman, I don't think the pressure would be as intense. And I don't think the slut shaming would be as intense either. It's just almost like black women should just be happy with the bare minimum. Just be happy there's a man in your face. You know what I mean? Just take it.
Take what you can
Take
get.
what you can get. Stop being so ungrateful. You know what I mean? It's like, again, I feel like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. If you go for the cream of the crop, you're a gold digger. If you settle for the scum, then it's your fault because you should have chose better. And it's just like sickening and it's disheartening. And I'm not subscribing to that ideology. You can call me what you want, but I think that we deserve to have standards just like any other race of women. If you look at any other race, Asian, Indian culture, a lot of times if you don't come from a certain family or a pedigree, or you don't have certain values or certain accomplishments, you're not deemed a suitable match or a suitable companion. And nobody judges those cultures for having those standards, but it seems like only in our culture we're judged for having standards. And I feel like a lot of times we set the bar so low for our men, it's like we'll take anything, and it's just sad. It's really, really sad that you have all these, beautiful, successful black women, and they're getting bashed and they're getting shunned for having standards, and I'm not saying, you shouldn't try to work with somebody or compromise and meet them where they are. There's nothing wrong with that. Like my mom said, we all go through ups and downs in life. You don't have to, be a millionaire or anything like that, but her wanting to have a man take her on an actual date that he put time and effort into, and maybe a little money into, I don't think that's wrong. I really don't. I think in that situation, the only thing that was wrong was that he didn't communicate with her. He took away her option.
Right.
And he don't know, she may have been cool with it had he had told her up front what it was and what it wasn't. I feel like that was his fault. But I just think, generally speaking, black women, we just get dogged out for having basic standards. Now, I get it, there are extremes. There are some black women who have unrealistic expectations.
And can be too much.
And they need to tone it down. They need to be checked on it. Absolutely. 100%. But there are a lot of black women who do have realistic expectations that are even keel, and they're down to earth, and they're realistic about things, and yet they still get bashed for having those simple standards. And I'm just tired of it, and I just think it really screws us up as a people. And I think that's one of the reasons why we can't and will not get ahead, because we set the bar too low. Our leadership and our men, we set it too low for them. And that's why, as a collective, they're not able to rise to the occasion. Not saying all, but it's a lot of them who are not able to rise to the occasion.
Right.
And it's just really sad because we set the standard so low. And it's really, really sad. And I'm just tired of
totally
women.
agree.
I'm tired of women getting attacked for having basic standards. It's really sad.
And I know a couple of successful women that, they have standards, and I admire them for that. It's just certain things that, they're not gonna put up with, and just not gonna bring a man into their space that's going to diminish what they already have. And that's okay. I think that's just a wonderful thing, to know what you want. You're going to bring somebody in your space that's going to be right here with you, or right here.
Right. And
balance you out.
Right. And everybody has their preference. There's nothing wrong with having a preference. I don't think you should bash someone who wants to be treated to, with respect and on a nice date. And again,
I blame him for that. I think that was his fault.
I think that's his fault.
Because he should have been open and
just tell her. And then if she was cool with it, let's go on a date. If she wasn't, then that's her prerogative. That's her choice. You know, that lets you know she wasn't the woman for you, and keep it pushing. I promise you, there's a woman out there that would have no problem going to a community service facility with you to eat. All right, there's a plethora of women out there that'd be more than happy. She just wasn't it, and that's okay. You know, that's what happens when you're dating. You do meet people who they're cool, but they're just not right for you, and it's okay. You don't have to be nasty about it.
Right.
You don't have to degrade them. You just simply realize, hey, it wasn't a match, and that's okay. It's all a part of dating. You don't have to be disrespectful.
I want to make it into such a bad thing.
Yes,
it's okay.
We tend to be
it's
very
right.
we tend to be very disrespectful. I noticed that about when it comes to people who don't want to deal with our way of doing things. You know,
you have to respect each other.
Yes, you have to respect that. You know, instead of shunning someone, just like everybody's entitled to their preference. You know, and her preference is she wants a man to take her to an actual establishment, i.e. a restaurant, for a date. That's her preference. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like you have men who prefer women with big booties or long hair, or or big breasts or thick lips or light eyes. You know what I mean? Everybody has their preference, and you're entitled to it. Whether you like it or not, your preference is your preference. You have the right to have it.
You have the right. And then to go out on social media and make
try to bash her. That was kind of corny.
Because she has standards and she knows what she wants. I think that was wrong.
And I think he did that, again, to shame her, to shame this black woman, to say, just be happy you got a good black man in your life. See, you so ungrateful. Y'all always complaining about wanting a good black man, and here y'all go, being ungrateful. You guys don't deserve nothing. You guys ain't worthy of nothing. You don't want a good man. You don't want to be treated right. You want the money. You want the car. You want the bling bling. You don't want a man that's gonna love you and cherish you. I'm a good guy, and that's why you single, and that's why you get dogged out, and that's why you can't find nobody. That's why you go to bed alone every night. And it's like you can't win for losing with them. You really can't. You really can't win for losing. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So I say you just might as well say screw it and march to the beat of your own drum. Because it's always going to be somebody that has something to say. Always.
Yeah.
Always.
That's so true. And then just let God honor your steps. Just pray about your mate. You'd be surprised how God will put you in places, around people, to bring your desires to you. So just pray about it. But I think that was his fault on that one.
Yeah. Okay. All right, y'all. Well, let us know what you think down in the comment section about that. All right. And then again, I'm Sammy Nicole. This is Fifi. We're the Sammy Nicole and Fifi show. And on that note, we are signing out. Bye.